Before we begin, do me a quick favor, hit the like button, subscribe to Ear Candy English, and share this video with someone who's still afraid to speak English. Trust me, if you've ever said, "I understand English, but I can't speak," this might be the most important video you watch this year. Now, let me ask you something that might make you uncomfortable, but also curious. What if your English problem isn't your grammar, your vocabulary, or your memory, but your mouth? Sounds strange, right? You've watched tons of English videos, learned rules, memorized phrases, maybe even understood almost everything you hear, but the moment you open your mouth, nothing comes out. Your mind goes blank, your voice feels weak, and your confidence disappears. If that's you, stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why that happens and what to do about it. And here's the good part. You don't need talent, you don't need perfect pronunciation, and you definitely don't need expensive courses. What you'll gain from watching this video till the end is simple but powerful. You'll finally understand how to train your mouth to speak. How to stop freezing, and how to start sounding more natural, step by step, even as a beginner. This isn't another boring grammar lesson, and it's not just repeat after me with no results. This is about changing how you practice, so your English actually comes out when you need it. If you follow this journey with me, you'll start building real speaking confidence, real fluency, and real control over your voice. And here's a small hook for what's coming next. In the next part, I'm going to reveal a truth about English speaking that most teachers never tell you, and once you hear it, you'll never practice English the same way again. Stay with me. Let me ask you a simple question that might surprise you. What if just 5 minutes a day could completely change the way you speak English? Not 5 hours, not expensive courses, not moving to another country, just 5 focused minutes. The benefit of understanding this idea is powerful, because it removes the biggest excuse most people have. I don't have time. The truth is, you don't need more time. You need a better way to use the time you already have. Most learners think progress comes from long study sessions, but in real life, short daily habits are what actually create change. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't do it for an hour once a week, you do it for a few minutes every day. And that's why it works. English speaking is the same. Your mouth needs daily movement, not rare effort. A simple 5-minute routine can train your mouth the way a gym trains your body. And yes, this is something you can do at home, before work, or even before bed. Here's how this helps you in real life. When your mouth gets used to English sounds every day, speaking stops feeling scary. You don't panic as much. You don't freeze. Your voice feels more natural, and your confidence grows without you forcing it. Imagine waking up and knowing that no matter how busy the day is, you already did something good for your English. That small win changes your mindset. Now think about this routine in daily life terms. 1 minute to wake up your mouth, moving your lips, opening your jaw, relaxing your face. 1 minute speaking in front of a mirror, looking at yourself and saying one simple sentence. This builds courage, not just pronunciation. 2 minutes copying a real English sentence you hear from a video or podcast, saying it out loud, not silently. And 1 final minute repeating a sentence slowly, then normally, then faster. That's it, 5 minutes. Anyone can do that. And here's the deeper meaning. This routine teaches you discipline and self-trust. You stop waiting for motivation and start building consistency. This applies to English, fitness, work, and even confidence in life. When you keep promises to yourself, even small ones, you begin to respect yourself more. And here's a small hook for what comes next. Once your mouth starts moving daily, the next step is learning how to make your English sound smooth and natural, not broken by changing the way you connect words together. Let me ask you something that might change how you hear English forever. Why do native speakers sound smooth and confident even when they use simple words, while learners sound slow and broken with good grammar? Asterisk. The answer is not vocabulary. And it's not intelligence. It's how words flow together. This is where idea number 3 comes in, and this one is a real game changer. Native speakers don't speak word by word. They speak in small groups of words that flow like music. When you understand this, your English suddenly feels easier, lighter, and more natural. And the benefit is huge. Even with simple English, people will understand you faster and feel more comfortable listening to you. Think about real life. When you're relaxed and talking to a friend in your own language, you don't stop after every word. You let the sentence move. English works the same way. For example, instead of saying, "What are you doing?" very slowly, native speakers often say, "What you doing?" It's faster, smoother, and more natural. This doesn't mean your grammar is bad. It means your English sounds real. And here's the good news. You can practice this at home, alone, in just a few minutes a day. Pick small groups of common words you hear all the time, like, "I gotta go, let me know," or "What do you think?" Say them together in one breath, almost like you're singing a short line of a song. This helps your mouth learn rhythm, not rules. In daily life, this skill helps you in so many ways. When you order coffee, talk to coworkers, or chat with friends, you won't feel like you're building a sentence piece by piece. The words come out together, and that makes you sound confident, even if your sentence is simple. Another powerful tip is to record yourself. Just your phone is enough. Say one short phrase 3 times and listen back. Don't judge your accent, just listen for smoothness. Are the words connected? Are you relaxed? This habit builds awareness, and awareness leads to improvement. And here's something deeper. Learning to speak in flow teaches you to stop overthinking. You trust your voice more. That mindset carries into real life too: presentations, meetings, even personal conversations. You stop trying to be perfect and start trying to be clear. And here's a small hook for what's coming next. Once you learn to connect words smoothly, the next challenge is learning how to connect your emotions and confidence to your voice. So English doesn't just sound fluent, it feels powerful when you speak it. Let me ask you a real question before we go any further. Asterisk, asterisk, have you ever known exactly what you wanted to say in English, but the moment you opened your mouth, everything fell apart? Asterisk, asterisk, your voice got weak, your mind went blank, and suddenly you felt nervous for no clear reason. If that has happened to you, this part is for you. Idea number 4 is simple but powerful. You can't train your mouth alone, you must train your brain and your mouth together. And when you do, speaking English stops feeling scary and starts feeling natural. The biggest benefit? You don't just speak better English, you feel calmer, more confident, and more present in real conversations. Here's the truth no one tells beginners. Fear lives in the brain, not in the mouth. Your mouth can say the words, but your brain is the one whispering, "What if I sound stupid?" Or, "What if I make a mistake?" That fear blocks your voice. So instead of only practicing sounds, we need to change how your brain feels when you speak. And you can do that in daily life, without teachers, without pressure. Start with emotion. When you speak English, don't speak like a robot reading a book. Speak like a human with feelings. Take a simple sentence like, "I'm happy to be here." Don't just say it flat. Smile a little. Feel the meaning. Say it like you mean it. This small change trains your brain to connect English with emotion, not fear. And when your brain feels emotion, it relaxes. Relaxation creates better speech. Another easy practice is acting. Yes, acting. You don't need talent. You just need permission to play. Take one short sentence, like, "I can't believe this," and say it 3 times. Once excited, once surprised, once tired. Your voice changes naturally, your body moves, your brain forgets to be afraid. This is powerful because in real life, we don't speak without emotion. Meetings, friendships, daily talks, they all carry feeling. When you practice this way, English becomes alive, not just correct. Here's another daily life trick. Stop translating in your head. Translation slows you down and increases stress. Instead, Connect English to meaning directly. When you hear, "I'm starving," don't think of words in your language. Think of the feeling of being very hungry. Your brain loves pictures and feelings. This shortcut makes English faster and easier. You can practice this when watching videos or listening to podcasts. Ask yourself, what does this feel like? Not, what does this word mean? Over time, your brain starts reacting automatically, and your mouth follows. Movement also helps more than you think. When you speak, stand up, use your hands, change your posture. This isn't about looking cool. It's about waking up your body. A moving body sends a signal to the brain. I'm safe, I'm active. And when your brain feels safe, your voice gets stronger. You can try this while practicing at home or even quietly before a call. One more simple habit: talk to yourself kindly. Before you speak English, say in your mind, "It's okay to make mistakes." This sounds small, but it's huge. Your brain listens to how you talk to yourself. If you attack yourself, your voice hides. If you support yourself, your voice shows up. This mindset doesn't just help English, it helps interviews, presentations, and even personal conversations. You become someone who speaks without apologizing for existing. And here's a small hook for what's coming next. Once your brain and mouth start working as a team, the final step is learning how to repeat the right way so your confidence doesn't disappear after one good day, but grows stronger every single time you practice. Let me ask you something honest. Have you ever practiced English a lot, but weeks later you still felt like nothing really changed? You repeated sentences, watched videos, maybe even spoke out loud sometimes, yet your confidence didn't stick. One good day, then back to silence. That's because idea number 5 is not just about repetition, it's about repeating the times right way. And when you do this correctly, the benefit is huge. Your English stops disappearing under pressure, and your voice starts showing up naturally in real life. Most beginners think repetition means saying the same sentence again and again like a machine. But that kind of repetition makes you bored, tired, and frustrated. Real repetition should make you feel stronger each time you speak. Think about real life. When you learn to drive, you don't just sit and read about driving. You practice slowly, then normally, then in traffic, then under stress. English works the same way. Start with one simple sentence, something useful like, "I don't know what to say." First, say it slowly. Really slow. Feel your mouth. This teaches your lips and tongue what to do. Then say the same sentence normally, like in a calm conversation. After that, say it a little faster. This trains your reaction speed, so in real life you don't freeze. Now comes the powerful part: emotion. Say the same sentence with feeling. Say it confused, say it embarrassed, say it calm. Suddenly, that sentence becomes alive. Your brain remembers it better because it connects the words to feelings. This is something you can use every day. For example, before a meeting or a phone call, take one sentence you might need and repeat it in these different ways for just a few minutes. Another smart way to repeat is by using situations. Take that same sentence and imagine 3 moments in life: talking to a friend, speaking at work, or reacting to something unexpected. When you repeat inside real situations, your brain learns how to use English, not just store it. This makes a big difference when you're under pressure. Instead of thinking, you react. That's what fluent speakers do. You can also record yourself with your phone. Just one sentence, 1 minute. Listen back, not to judge yourself, but to notice progress. Is your voice clearer, more relaxed? That awareness builds confidence, and confidence grows fast when you see proof. The best part is, you don't need many sentences. 1 sentence a day is enough if you repeat it smartly. This fits real life. You can do it in the shower, while walking, or before bed. It doesn't steal your time, it changes how you use it. And this habit doesn't only help English, it teaches you something deeper. Consistency beats motivation. You don't wait to feel ready, you show up anyway. That mindset helps with work, fitness, and personal goals too. When you repeat the right way, you stop chasing perfect English and start building reliable English. You trust yourself more. You speak even when you're nervous, and people feel that confidence, even if your grammar isn't perfect. Here's the hook that connects to the final idea. Once repetition becomes part of your daily life, the last truth hits hard. If you stop training, silence comes back. But if you keep training, your voice becomes something no fear can take away. Let me ask you a real question before we go any further. Asterisk asterisk, what happens to your English when you stop practicing for a few days or a few weeks? Asterisk asterisk, be honest, it fades. Your confidence drops. Your mouth feels heavy. And that familiar silence comes back. That is the core of idea number 6, and it's the truth most people don't want to hear. Asterisk asterisk, if you don't train, you don't speak. Asterisk asterisk, not because you're bad at English, not because you're not smart, but because English is a skill that only stays alive when you use it. Think about your body. If you stop walking, your legs get weak. If you stop using your voice in English, your speaking muscles shut down. Silence isn't a mystery, it's a result. And the good news? That means fluency is also a result you can create. Many beginners believe they need more videos, more tips, more lessons, but the problem is not a lack of information. The problem is a lack of action. You already know what to do. Speak out loud. Repeat. Train your mouth. But knowing and doing are very different things. The benefit of understanding this truth is powerful. You stop blaming yourself and start taking control. Instead of saying, "I'm bad at speaking," you say, "I need to train today." That small mindset shift changes everything. Let's make this practical. Imagine two people. One watches English videos every night for an hour but never speaks. The other watches for 10 minutes, chooses one sentence, and speaks it out loud for 5 minutes. After 1 month, who sounds better? The second person, every time. Because English is not something you collect. It's something you build. And you build it through training. Training doesn't mean long hours. It means showing up daily. Even when you feel tired, shy, or unmotivated. Especially then, this applies to life too. Confidence at work, fitness, even relationships all work the same way. What you don't practice, you lose. What you practice, you become. That's why consistency matters more than talent. If you train your English a little every day, your voice becomes familiar. Fear gets smaller. Your mouth reacts faster. You don't think as much. You just speak. And when you skip days again and again, silence slowly returns. Not suddenly, but quietly. One missed day becomes one missed week. One missed week becomes, "I'll start again someday." And someday turns into never. That's the trap. So here's a simple rule you can use starting today. Asterisk asterisk, never let your mouth go silent 2 days in a row. Asterisk asterisk, even 1 minute counts. One sentence counts. Speak while brushing your teeth. Speak while walking. Speak to the mirror. This rule is easy, but it's powerful. It protects your progress. Another benefit of this mindset is confidence under pressure. When you train regularly, you don't panic as much in real conversations. You trust your voice because you've used it recently. Silence creates fear. Training creates familiarity. And familiarity creates confidence. You don't need perfect grammar for that. You need momentum. This idea also removes excuses. You stop waiting for the right mood or the right time. You act first, and the feeling follows. That's how real change works. And here's the hook that connects to what comes next. Once you accept that silence is a choice, not a destiny, you're ready for the final shift, choosing to train your voice every day, even when no one is watching. Because that's where real fluency is born. In the quiet moments where you decide not to stay silent anymore. Let me leave you with one final question, and I want you to really think about it. Asterisk asterisk, if nothing changes in the way you practice English, where will your speaking be 1 year from now? Asterisk asterisk. The same place? Worse? or finally moving forward? This ending idea is simple but powerful, and it applies not only to English, but to your whole life. Asterisk, asterisk. Fluency is not something that happens to you, it's something you choose every single day. Asterisk, asterisk. Right now, you have two paths in front of you. One path is comfortable. You keep watching videos, nodding your head, telling yourself, I understand, and then going quiet when it's time to speak. Life feels safe there, but nothing really changes. The other path is uncomfortable but exciting. You decide to speak even when your voice shakes. You repeat sentences even when you feel silly. You train your mouth when no one is watching, and slowly, something amazing happens. Your fear gets smaller. Your voice gets stronger. Your English starts to feel like it belongs to you. That's the benefit of choosing action over silence. And here's the truth most people avoid. Asterisk, asterisk, no one is coming to save your English for you. Asterisk, asterisk, no perfect course, no magic app, no teacher who can speak for you. But that's actually good news. Because it means the power is already in your hands. You don't need permission to speak. You don't need approval to practice. You don't need to be ready. You just need to begin. Think about how this applies to life. The people who change are not the ones who wait to feel confident. They're the ones who act while feeling unsure. The same rule works for English. Confidence is not the starting point, it's the result. And the smallest action can start a big change. One sentence today is better than 0 sentences every day. 1 minute of speaking is better than 1 hour of silent watching. This is something you can apply immediately. Tonight, before you sleep, say one sentence out loud. Tomorrow morning, say it again. The next day, choose a new one. That's it. That's the system. Simple, real, and powerful. Another benefit of this ending mindset is freedom. When you stop chasing perfection, you start enjoying progress. You laugh at mistakes instead of fearing them. You hear your accent and think, that's okay. This is my voice. And that feeling spreads beyond English. You become more confident at work. You speak up more. You stop hiding. Because once you face the fear of speaking, many other fears lose their power too. And here's the hook that connects everything together. Asterisk, asterisk. The moment you stop trying to sound perfect and start trying to sound real is the moment fluency begins. Asterisk, asterisk. You don't need to sound like someone else. You need to sound like you, just clearer and braver. So let me ask you one last time. Are you going to close this and go back to silence? Or are you going to use your voice today, even for 60 seconds? If you choose the second option, your future self will thank you. Because months from now, when someone says, your English is really good, you'll know the truth. It didn't come from talent. It came from showing up, from choosing practice over excuses, from deciding that silence was no longer an option, and that decision, right there, is how not only English changes, but life does too.